Hey, how's it going, guys? And welcome to the Smack Raw Podcast NXT episode. My name is Vince. I'll be your host today. And we have my co-host, RN, down there on the bottom, wearing the Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt. How is it going, my man? How you feeling tonight?
What's good, Vince? Doing good. Nice show tonight. Definitely looking forward to arguing with Jay.
Yeah, speaking of Jay, I'm glad you brought him up. We have the long-awaited return of Jay motherfucking Thunder back on the show. The PWX Tag Team Champion and a new member of the brand new faction, Urban America. Show off that shirt, JB, and tell us how you feel being champion, being back.
Man, first of all, it's great to be back here with you guys. I know RN's ready to argue. I'm definitely ready to argue with the both of you guys because I know you guys feel totally different than I do. And first of all, let me put this down for a second. Let me kind of like put this down. This is heavy. So there's a new shirt. I don't know if you guys can see. It's a nice little shirt. It says "We" right here, and then I'll probably like stand up.
Go for it. Like we are.
We are.
Okay. Yeah.
We are. And then in the back here, well, I don't know if you guys can see it, but
go lower. That's what she said, by the way. Go lower. It's gonna be all the way to the back. You're gonna have to lower all the way the fuck down.
Get on your knees. Get on your knees and tell us you love us.
Yeah.
Right there. Lean back so we can read it. Okay, lower.
There we go.
Lower. Urban America, established 2020. Yes.
Yes.
That's a bomb ass shirt. So are they gonna be available soon, right? So again,
yes.
You guys don't know Jay Thunder, local Chicago indie wrestler. Works for Chicago Style Wrestling. This is where the faction is, right?
Yes, the faction is at Chicago Style Wrestling, but this is not. But it's not at PWX Powerhouse / AWA. I'm still a face over there.
Okay.
We're now in that phase of getting ready to start this heel run as Urban America. So
I'm excited for it, man. Those shirts got me excited.
And trust me, let me hold on, because I know you guys were talking about the shirts. Everybody, we're working on the shirts right now as we speak. We're trying to get t-shirts, dog tags, tank tops, you name it. We're trying to get it done.
Here's the thing: if you have the PNG logos or you have the logos in general, like as an actual picture, send them to me. I'll put them in WWE 2K for our 2K
you know what? I was
mode.
thinking about that.
Yeah, so for those of you guys,
I was definitely thinking about that.
I know this is an NXT recap show, but before we get started, yes, we will be having a universe mode featuring the Smack Raw crew. I've made every single one in 2K19 because F 2K20, that garbage show of a game.
Big facts.
We don't play that. We don't play that. The only thing it has over 2K19 is the roster. We'll get into NXT in a second. But yeah, that's something you guys should look forward to. Something we should be streaming maybe either this Sunday or sometime next week. Again, if you guys are watching the show, make sure to give this video a like, a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you know when a brand new video is going up. And check out our link tree. I'll have the link down below. Check out our link tree for all our podcast stuff to find us wherever you listen to all your podcasts, all your audio form podcasts, and give it a download to help the show, help the algorithm, all that other good shit. Follow us on Twitter.
Help us out, man.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
Hell yeah. We appreciate any and all support. All we want to do is just entertain you guys in these trying times, these weird times. But with that being said, let's get right into it. Yeah, the Rona, man, it's hitting us hard. So let's talk about NXT. Let's talk about NXT then. Before we get started of the actual match that took place, let's talk about the Adam Cole promo that he delivered poolside, I guess. He probably wasn't poolside. But the gist of it was that he got lucky against Bobby Fish, and that if he keeps going down this path, he's gonna end the dream basically. Where do you think this is going? Do you think they're actually gonna go straight into the the Velveteen Dream and Adam Cole feud, or do you think he's gonna have to go through more of Undisputed Era?
Yeah, we talked about this last time Jay was on the show, actually, about him having to go through all the members of Undisputed Era before he gets to Adam Cole.
Right.
Yeah.
That was months ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like they were gonna go with the whole situation with him going through, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly and I don't see. To be quite honest with you, I don't know if he's gonna have to, because I mean he's pretty much done it with Roddy. So I guess the last person is Kyle O'Reilly.
He has to go to Kyle, through Kyle. Just one, because I want to see that match in general. I think Kyle O'Reilly should be a fucking single star sometime soon. That dude is a freaking star.
Well, it's gonna be kind of hard though, because he's like Undisputed Era is so low.
No. I know, but like down the road when Undisputed Era isn't a thing anymore, I really, really want to see like Kyle O'Reilly as a single star, specifically a babyface.
He seems like he could do something.
Yeah, for sure. So I still think he's going to have to go through Roderick Strong, just so that Roderick Strong gets his revenge, quote unquote. He's going to try to get his revenge against Dream, and he's going to fail. Then they're going to lead up into Adam Cole. My question is, like, this is the last taping of NXT for the foreseeable future. I don't know if they're going to try to tape somewhere else or what they're going to do, how they're going to continue this. Because not only do we have this development, apparently because of the whole situation we got going on, Jordan Devlin is stuck in the UK and he can't defend the NXT Cruiserweight title. So he's not being stripped of the title, but they're going to crown an interim champion. They're going to hold a tournament. So for one, I'll got to ask you this. I don't know if you guys saw Jordan Devlin basically quote tweeted that he said that was disrespectful of a move for NXT to do. First off, RN, I'll go to you, and then Jay, you can chime in afterwards. Do you feel like this is disrespectful to Jordan Devlin, or do you feel like this is something they had to do given what the circumstances are?
Well, my thing is with it, like, I feel like they kind of jumped the gun on it. They could have just left him at NXT UK and let him defend it there. I mean, because that's where his base of operation is anyway. So I feel like
they might not be able to operate there either, because I don't know how NXT UK is going to go on. I think just going to air whatever they have taped so far.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, none of us really know. So it's like it's hard to really judge how they're going about that, because even this tournament, if this is the last NXT, do they have that already filmed, or like?
No, they're going to try to film it later down the road. So, I mean, Jay, do you think it's disrespectful towards Jordan Devlin? You are a current champion. How would you feel if, given this whole pandemic, they go ahead and just not strip you of the title, but they crown interim tag champions while you're waiting at home?
Well, my thing about it is, first of all, I'm going to definitely agree with Aaron, because first of all, that's kind of bogus, number one.
Right.
Like, he is in NXT UK. So, like, there's still a promotion there.
Yeah.
It'd be different if there was nothing there at all and there wasn't anything over there. Then we could sit here and be like, oh, well, we can't really do too much about it. So what are we supposed to do? Like, I mean, it's like a 50-50 here. Yeah. Like, I feel like in a situation like, no, because, you know, this pandemic that's going on is keeping a lot of things from going on. Yeah. Like I'm gonna keep it 100% real with you guys. Like, I haven't wrestled in like a month because of this whole situation going on. Like, it's real serious. It's really, really serious. So
what I was thinking was like NXT UK doesn't have a secondary title.
That's what I'm saying.
Why couldn't it be that, or the fact that you don't have Walter wrestling every time anyway? So then that way you have a champion with the belt that will wrestle or at least be at every show. Like,
so I think I guess the issue here. Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate because you guys are taking one side, and we have to see both sides of arguments happen on the show here. And one thing is that you got to look at it in the business sense. In terms of taping, we don't know who's necessary for those tapings. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people in WWE, like Shawn Michaels, has a heavy hand with NXT UK. We don't know who from the current NXT goes and helps production for NXT UK. So they might not be able to like produce anything, period, because they don't have the staff being able to fly over to the UK and record that. So maybe, yes, they have their own promotion, but they might be in completely taking a break, just like other wrestling promotions that aren't AEW and WWE. They might be, unfortunately, the one branch of WWE that has to go like ghost for a couple months or weeks. So this whole thing is situated.
But that's not true. As far as what I know, they have their own production and everything, like their own mini PC there with their own people that back them up and that record.
We don't know what the circumstance over there is in the UK. It might be a little bit more strict than it is here in the States. So again,
just blink.
No, I didn't see or hear any of that. But okay.
Oh, I just I just saw it. I just saw it.
Okay.
Like it just blinked. Like
it's don't even trip about it, man. If we lose,
hide your kids, hide your wife.
if we lose you, man, we'll carry on without you. We'll just crown an interim RN in the meantime. We'll do something
wow.
Like that. But okay.
but like Vince, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like I get the fit. Like that's why I said that's why I hit you with the 50-50 because
it's a tough place. It's a tough spot for them.
Yeah, it's like a tough spot, especially considering the fact that it's over in the UK where the virus is actually way more stricter and more it's hitting over there more than it is. Well, it was hitting over there more than it was over here now, but
so
news.
I guess my thing is like with all of it is like when you had everybody together for WrestleMania, they should have knocked out at least 5 or 6 more weeks of shows. They could have done that, especially if you're only doing 2 or 3 matches a show with video packages. Yeah. Like,
well, I mean, let's move forward with.
Let me preface that. I know that sounds fucked up and selfish, but I mean, like, if you already had everybody there at one place, especially if you're filming in different locations, I feel like they should have knocked some more stuff out.
No, I get where you're coming from, dude. But it's already done. Obviously, you guys feel like it is disrespectful to a point, but UFC does this. They crown interim champions, and WWE has done this in the past where they crowned interim champions before. And it might be a situation where they're going to use this tournament to build someone up. They're going to hold the flag, carry the torch for the cruiserweight division here in the States. And when this whole thing resolves, now you got a mean feud between Jordan Devlin, the rightful cruiserweight champion, and the interim cruiserweight champion, and then you can duke it out, similar to what John Cena and CM Punk did at
I was just gonna say that
they better have 2 belts. That's all I'm saying.
No, they are gonna. So that's the big thing is that Jordan Devlin isn't being stripped of the title. He's just gonna be champion there. And they're going to crown an interim champion. They're going to be 2 different titles. So with that being said, we don't know who's going to be in this tournament. We don't know when they're going to do the tapings. One guy, every one of you guys, I'll start with you, Jay, and then Aaron, you can go in and I'll give you my pick. Who do you want to win that cruiserweight title?
Do we have any like because I've been out of the loop for a minute.
But just who do you like?
Well, I mean, my thing is that
you look at NXT, you can look
at
they
all cruiserweights, bro. Just pick somebody.
I mean, you're right. You know what? Somebody that's like really kind of like actually show me a lot. Even though I wish it was Leo Rush.
You say Leo Rush?
Yeah, no, but the thing about but here's the thing though. Like I love Leo Rush, and I would love him to be. I would love for that to happen. Mm-hmm. But it's another person who's like really showed me something.
Go for it. Who you got?
I'm like Cameron Grimes. Like he's really shown me, a lot of stuff going on. He's shown me that he's got what it takes, especially with that match with Keith Lee.
Oh yeah, he held his own.
That match he held his own, and I like it made me put him on watch.
For sure.
Watch out for him, like
seriously. And if you guys saw his Impact work, he was a great X Division champion too.
Impact, PWG, all of it, fire.
So, Aaron, who you got? Who would you like to see beat this interim champion?
If you watch our shows, you know well enough. Swerve, what's good?
Okay, I like those picks. I'm gonna go with a guy who I felt should have been in this cruiserweight division and hasn't been given much to do, but's been picking up 2 clean wins.
Is it Angel Garza?
No, Kushida. My man Kushida hasn't been given much of a storyline to be doing here in NXT. He had that little mini match with Walter and just blew everyone out the water. If you watch his New Japan work, this guy is arguably the best junior heavyweight champion in the history of New Japan Wrestling. Why shouldn't he be in the cruiserweight title picture? And then you put a match between a clean-cut babyface and Kushida that everybody loves versus a dastardly heel in Jordan Devlin. That's going to be a takeover quality match that can steal the goddamn year. So
the show will be stolen with that. Like literally, that if we can get a crowd in, man, the feels on that would be amazing.
That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see Kushida versus Jordan Devlin. But all 3 guys that we've mentioned, can argue are like top NXT guys.
You know what? I'm not gonna mention it right now. I'll probably mention it at at the end when we're done. But I do have a question for both of you guys.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wait till we get past all of this.
All right, sounds good, man. So let's start off with the first match of the show, which was the number one contenders ladder match for the NXT Women's Championship.
Yes.
We had Io Shirai, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Tegan Nox, Chelsea Green, and Mia Yim. First off, what did you guys think of this match? Go ahead, Aaron. I'll let you start this off, and then go ahead, Jay. You can
it had some nice spots in it. I feel like it wasn't like as violent as I expected it to be, especially with it being no crowd. They always kind of kick it up a notch a little bit, being that there's no crowd out there. But there were some spots I was kind of like about, but for the most part, who I wanted to win, or at least one of the ones I wanted to win, won. And I mean, I think it was a dope ass match. And like I said, I mean, Io versus Charlotte is gonna be fire.
Yeah. Okay. So Jay, what you thought of the match and what you thought of the results?
All right, so first of all, it was nice seeing, let me just say that it was nice to actually be able to be on this show, number one. Number one, it's nice to be back with you guys. Number two, it was nice to be able to actually sit down and watch an episode of NXT, especially with everything that's going on. 3, Mia Yim. All day. And it was I got a soft spot for Io Shirai too. But it was, I liked it. Like the spots were good. I liked the fact that they were able to go do the back and forth with Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox.
I love the callbacks that they were doing. Yeah. They had some mini feuds. So they had a moment in the match, a spot where Dakota Kai's in the middle of the ring, and the 3 women she's wrong, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, and Mia Yim, all surrounded her and jump her. And that's like a little karma for Dakota Kai having to turn heel and turned on all these women. And I thought it was a great way to doing it. There was you were saying so many different ladder spots. I love the spot where it was, I guess, like a power bomb and chokeslam combination. That
first of all, no, it was not a power bomb chokeslam combination. Tegan Nox just literally just choked.
We know, Jay. Just play along. That's what it was called. I'm trying to describe it. That's the best way to describe it.
I was mad because Morrow sold the crap out of it.
Yeah, I was like, Kane approved choke slam or some shit. Like what?
I was like, Morrow, stop, please. Like, I love you, but stop.
It was who was it? It was Mia and Tegan that hit Reina Gonzalez, right? Or Raquel Gonzalez.
Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah. So they hit her, and then Mia fell down with the whole motion of the thing. Tegan is still on the side, and then she eats a boot from Dakota Kai and just gets fucking she freaking dies, man. She goes through that.
Yeah. I've never seen a ladder explode like that, bro. Like I thought it was a table at first, like how it sounded, and seeing shit flying up from it, and then they went to it and it was the ladder. I was like, where the hell did they get that ladder from?
It was weird. You know what, the camera angles were amazing because number one, there were certain spots that I didn't see that there was a ladder on the side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was a table until they actually cut to her falling through it. I was like, damn.
I was like, Jesus. And then even still with the table that Raquel Gonzalez fell through, I don't even remember that table being set up.
No, I don't either.
There were a couple stuff that were just set up because there were so many things happening and in the background and in the forefront that I just freaking love. Io Shirai, she stole the show for me too. Who was it? It was Robert Stone or Chelsea Green that pushed her over on the table on the ladder.
No, it wasn't. No, it was. I think it was Raquel. It was Raquel.
Oh, it was Raquel. Gonzalez. So Io was going for the win, and Raquel comes in and she pushes her over
off the rope.
She lands on the rope, 1 foot on the rope, and springboards fucking moonsault splash or body splash.
I swear, I thought it was like WrestleMania all over again, man. Shelton Benjamin.
Who was saying this? Matt from the Smack and the Raw podcast. He said that this would have been perfect if it was a ladder, if it was a Money in the Bank ladder match. Could you imagine? And
I mean, it technically was. She grabbed the fucking briefcase, so I guess it was technically.
I was about to say,
NXT Money in the Bank.
The only thing is that there's no physical briefcase, and I don't know if Io has to. They'll announce when she'll have the match, or she gets to pick when she has the match. That's the only difference because.
From what they kind of like teased it, it's supposed to be at the next takeover.
Yeah.
Whenever
the only spot that I didn't like, and it's against your girl, it was when Mia Yim and Chelsea Green were going back and forth with the chair, and then she like tried to kick her and her leg got stuck in the ladder, and like the move itself to set her leg up going there and the chair shot after, like that shit looked so choreographed and like it didn't look natural at all. Like I was like, come on. Man,
no, I get that.
But when Chelsea Green got her leg caught up on the rope,
dude,
that was shit. Nasty.
Yeah, who was it that pushed them? Yeah. Was it Io that pushed them?
It was two people that because it was Io. I think it was Io and no, it wasn't. I mean, it was Io and I think Candice LeRae.
Yes, it was Candice and Io that pushed over Mia and Chelsea, and Chelsea's leg got cut up on the rope.
Well, no, it wasn't Mia. It was Robert. It was Robert Stone.
Oh yeah, because at that point everybody's gone, right? Mm-hmm. And Robert Stone's like, "Come on, Chelsea, you have to do it," and Chelsea just can't do it because she's injured and stuff. And I thought he was gonna pull an Ellsworth there and just get the win the match for her.
No, but I don't think we would have even like that ending though. We would have talked.
No, we would have shitted it. No, but they teased it though. They teased it though, which is what's good. You want to tease that because you want to get heel heat for Chelsea Green, and that's where you want to go with it. You want to give.
My thing with her is I see what they're trying to do, but I don't think they're going far enough because they clearly see something in her, and I kind of do too. She's got the size, she's got a good look. You got that asshole manager out on the outside,
and she's got that asshole mentality too. She's got the look.
Yeah, she's got something there. Like you can feel it.
She's just gotta get me. She's not getting me.
But I don't think it's necessarily her. I don't think they're putting her in a position for her to step up to the plate. Like she's always had back in the back feuds or small little things. I don't think they've given her anything. Which me personally, I don't think she's ready either. I think she's still kind of all right in the ring. I haven't really seen much where I'm excited about her in the ring, but I can see her character and what they're bringing to the table. I can see that there's something there, and I can see what WWE sees in the future.
For sure.
I mean, I feel like she just needs more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
she's huge, bro. She's literally huge compared to all the other women, really. Well, except for Gonzalez.
Yeah, Gonzalez is the only powerhouse there. No, but yeah.
Speaking of that, Raquel Gonzalez, I think she needs more time in the ring too. So
yeah, no, I think she'll be fine. I think she's gonna slowly be built up, kind of like this muscle for Dakota.
But I mean, I don't want her to wind up like Nia Jax either, though. So
Nia Jax is in a decent spot right now. She's a former women's champion.
Well, now she's in a decent spot, but I mean, before that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll find out what happens. But going back into the match, though, it was Chelsea and Robert Stone. They were at the top. They were trying to get the win for Chelsea. They get pushed over by Candice LeRae and Io Shirai. Then it turns into a one-on-one match between Candice LeRae and Io Shirai. Honestly, at this point, I kind of already felt like Io's going to win. Nothing against Candice, but she doesn't feel like she's at that level to face a Charlotte or a Rhea Ripley. She just hasn't done anything. And Io Shirai just has that momentum behind her.
Well, here's the funny thing about it is the weirdest thing is watching that. I'll just say this: it kind of felt right with what happened later on that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially. So, yeah, we'll talk about that once we get to that minute event. So it was Io Shirai that won. I think she somehow blinded. I forgot how she did it, but she blinded.
She hit her with the.
Hit her with her uppercut. Yeah, her uppercut. Yeah, open hand slap. She hit her with one of them or whatever.
Blinded her, shoved her off the ladder, fell into another ladder. Looked kind of brutal. Io gets the briefcase. She's the number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship. She's going to take on Charlotte. Now, let me ask you this question. Based on the Rhea Ripley situation and the reports that the reason why she dropped the title is because she has visa issues and has to go back to Australia, and that's why she dropped the title to Charlotte,
Oh my God, that's why.
That's what is being rumored. I don't know if it's true or not. If that is the case, do you think Io will get the title in her first shot? Will Charlotte lose her first title defense, or will they?
Hell no.
Really? You think so? You think Charlotte's going to retain and Io's just going to lose here?
I don't think. I think Charlotte's going to have it for a little bit. I was thinking she was going to have it till the takeover before SummerSlam. To be honest.
Well, we don't know when that's going
to be. Quite honest with
you. I mean, like in a normal time frame, like before all this happened, when we knew they were going to fight, like I figured she would win and keep it till SummerSlam at least.
So if she keeps the title until, like, let's say at least SummerSlam, do you think that Rhea and she like retains against Io? Do you think Rhea's going to just come back and get her title, or do you think she has to like? Because I think, given the circumstance, if that is the case, they have to drop the title because of the visa issues. I think they could use that to their advantage and make this kind of like Rhea wasn't ready for that spotlight. She wasn't ready at that level for Charlotte. She didn't think it was gonna be that big of a fight, and it's her slowly building herself mentally and physically back up to get to that level. And maybe that's how you get there. And you could do that without the title. I feel like she can go ahead and challenge Charlotte, prove that she can beat Charlotte, and then go for the NXT title and go after Io. I think Io has to win the title here, unfortunately.
I mean, I disagree with you on every level because just their history of doing things, they're never going to do anything that nuanced. They're going to be like, she didn't get her title rematch. She deserves her title rematch because she never got it. And that's how they're going to plug her back into the title picture no matter who has it.
Yeah. She's going to get plugged in no matter what. But I feel like Charlotte has to drop that title to Io, and then she can go through Charlotte, get her redemption for losing to Charlotte, and then go after the title. There's steps to this, I think.
Well, yeah, but I just think that Charlotte wouldn't agree to this if she didn't have her own plans in her mind, to me.
I don't know, man. Io already has that title shot, man. That's out of her. That's out of Charlotte's.
No, but what I'm saying is I feel like Charlotte probably had her list of people that she wanted to go through or have matches with. They had to give her some sort of concessions for her to drop down from Raw to NXT.
Like, no, because the way she made it sound was she's going to be on NXT and Raw because she's still a Raw superstar. So we might see her defend that title, I don't know, let's say against like a Liv Morgan or a Bianca Belair or a Natalya down on Raw, and then have her NXT title match against Io, because Io isn't guaranteed to be the first one to get that title shot. They can go ahead and have Charlotte defend it like once or twice on Raw, maybe once on NXT just for shits and giggles. She could just be
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's gonna. I think that might happen because of the situation. But I think originally going in, I think Charlotte wanted like the Finn Balor action.
I don't think that's gonna be. I don't think that's gonna.
No, I'm not saying I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm saying I think originally going in before Corona destroyed everything.
Right.
I feel like this was like her. I guess revamp or like a little revitalization, going down to NXT, having some better matches with different competition, then drop the belt eventually, like I said, SummerSlam time, the next big takeover, and then come back to Raw. If like you said, her bouncing back and forth, but still only defending the NXT championship in NXT and not on Raw.
Yeah. Well, Jay, is there anything else you want to add on this whole conversation before we move on?
I can speak.
Yes. RN and I just went back and forth. But yes, man, I want your input on this whole thing. Do you feel like it should be Io to just get the title off of Charlotte because she's not an NXT superstar, she is on Raw, and that's detrimental towards the division?
First, we had this talk, all right? Remember we had this talk, I think it was like a couple of days ago, because you were talking about how, there was some the whole situation with the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah.
You're talking about the whole situation about Io might be leaving.
I don't think that was me.
Yeah, because you were talking about how they were thinking that Io might be leaving, and we already knew.
That was Kyle that brought it up on the post WrestleMania show.
Okay, so and I was watching the post WrestleMania show, so yeah. So like, I don't think that Io's leaving anytime soon now that they've given her this opportunity.
Yeah, I knew she wasn't going to leave. That was just Kyle trying to stir things up and having no idea what's going on in NXT.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I was like, what are you talking about, Kyle?
Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes I'm on the show with Kyle and I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
No,
he just says shit just to like he be having his Skip Bayless moments. That's what he be having.
Yeah, no. So, well, I mean, he. Anyway, so me personally, I'm kind of like at a point where, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's your phone. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah,
just
that was my phone.
Put it on silent. Finish your thoughts.
It is on silent. It is on silent.
Okay.
So at this point, I'm kind of like, you know how I felt about the whole situation that happened at WrestleMania, because I didn't want. First of all, I thought that the match between Charlotte and Rhea Ripley was pointless. I thought it was pointless.
I don't think it was pointless, but go ahead.
Well, I thought it was pointless because of the fact that there was no point of Charlotte being on NXT at all.
There is to get viewership. They're in the battle with AEW. But
I mean, they really didn't need it though.
Yeah, of course they do, man. Charlotte's a big name. You're trying to get mainstream.
They lose to AEW every week.
Yeah, they need to try.
Either way,
Charlotte's a big name. You could say that Finn Balor showing up helped their ratings because they did. Like big names, that's the purpose she serves.
I mean, I agree with you to a certain extent, but they also did need it.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, she didn't need to win the title.
No, she didn't, and I'll agree with you there 100%. But it could just be the visa issues that I mentioned earlier. Yeah. Maybe that's what happened, unfortunately.
Like, she didn't really need to win the title, and like, you know, I feel like if that's the case with the whole visa issue, it just came at the wrong time.
Unfortunately,
it just worked out. It literally just worked out that Charlotte won.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
like, you know what? I guess it just more so has to. It depends on the fact of what happens now after.
Okay,
that's literally that's all I'm gonna say about it, because, like I said, I have a different opinion about, you know, how NXT is, because I believe that they already have a stacked roster as is.
I would argue, too, that the thing that helps about Charlotte being on NXT, if she is going to be on NXT for a minute, is that she can have some dope-ass matches.
That's what I was saying.
And here's the thing. We made that mention on the WrestleMania recap shows that Charlotte is arguably Miss WrestleMania. She goes out there and she has a great match every single WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And with the exception of the main event of WrestleMania 35 with Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch, I wouldn't blame that on her. I felt like she did the best she could in that match. Yeah. I felt like that was more of a lack of chemistry between Ronda and Becky.
That's absolutely what it was.
And that's the thing with Charlotte. You can have her with a match with Candice, a match with Dakota Kai, Tegan Nox, Io Shirai, Mia Yim, and Bianca Belair's on Raw now, but she's technically a roster star, so you can continue that feud going forward. You can even do a thing where, like, Bianca has, like, a title shot against Charlotte. I don't know if she wins it or not.
That's what my original point was. My thing is, like, we all know that who she is and what she is. She's a top tier player in the company, man or woman. She's top 3. Man or woman, to be honest. I'm saying that they had to give her some concessions for her to come down and do this. That's what I'm saying. She had to have said, like, I'm only coming if I get to wrestle this person, this person, this person. That's my price. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was kind of like getting towards as far as why she did it. And like you said, like, I agree with Jay. I don't think that they should have done it. I think that they should have pushed Bianca or someone else. But like we said, they've been losing to AEW every week. They're trying anything they can to get a little bit of bump in the ratings to at least catch AEW.
All right.
So I get it.
Right. So let's move on to the next match. It only had like 3 matches, but we did had I think the Finn stuff was next, where it was a recap from 2 months ago where he was trying to make NXT a promo. UK. No, it was before that. So he was in NXT 2 months ago trying to have the whole what's Finn's next move promo where two members of Imperium come and interrupt him, and he gets jumped by them. Then we fast forward to a month later, he shows up in NXT UK, Finn does, and he challenges Walter. He gets him to come out. Imperium comes out instead. He goes into a brawl. He stands tall. It leads into a match, that same taping against Alexander Wolf. And the little clip that they showed us, the little couple minutes that they gave us, was a really, really good match. And Finn won that. And afterwards, he cut a promo with Walter, where the gist of it, he was like, you know, we're both very similar. He referenced how they both like to calculate their next moves, and they don't like to just like jump into things. They're very methodical in that kind of sense. the gist of the whole thing is that he's coming after Walter and he wants that UK title. First off, it's a bummer that this whole situation is happening because this is going to take place at TakeOver Tampa. At TakeOver Tampa, WrestleMania
right.
weekend, that's when it was going to take place. Regardless, we're going to get this match at some point. We were talking about Rhea's visa issues. We were talking about how Pete Dunne and Jordan Devlin are stuck in the UK and they can't defend their titles. That's another situation, what's going to happen with the tag titles. But I don't know how they're going to do this Walter Finn match anytime soon. I don't know if they can keep the heat going for all these kind of months. Again, just dealt a bad hand. Jay, do you think we're going to get this match anytime soon? And if so, like, are you excited for this match at all?
Well, first of all, this is kind of my first. Well, it's not really my first time actually like hearing about it, but it's my first time actually being able to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for it.
Right.
I'm definitely excited for it. I feel like with I feel like the match between Walter and Finn Balor will be good. The only thing is that like I feel like with everything going on, it'll be a while before we have this match.
Okay.
It'll be a while. It'll be a while. Because I kind of feel like the whole situation, because from what I hear, NXT is WWE is about to kind of like stop all of their tours altogether for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
So that also prolongs every single thing, every rivalry, everything going on, unless they're going to do things on social media. Everything's pretty much going to be prolonged.
Wait, so, unless Finn is stuck in Florida, or maybe he's stuck in the UK when he went to go visit when this whole thing happened. If Finn is still technically over in the UK, he can make it to Walter. Maybe they can still have this match. What do you think?
Maybe they can have it in at the UK.
Yeah, they can film it at the UK and then air it here for NXT on Wednesday. But
yeah.
What do you think?
All right, my bad, man.
You're good. I don't think Finn's over there anymore. I think he's back.
Right. That was my big question. Is he back in Florida or is he over there in the UK?
I think I saw some stuff on his Instagram with his wife or whatever, and I know that I'm almost positive he's back. That's why I think they did that, because remember he missed NXT for like a week or two, and that's when he went over there and filmed that stuff. So
right.
I think he may be back, but I mean, like I'm with Jay. I mean, until we know for sure if they're actually going to go forward with any tapings or productions. I mean, as far as everything that I've heard and all my insiders that I'll be looking into, like they're saying that because of Florida's stay at home and everything, that the performance center is going to have to be shut down completely. So
I mean, we'll see what happens, man.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, I mean, I'm excited for the match. I mean, we talked about it like 2 months ago, but I mean, because I mean, Walter
versus Finn. It's just
I
mean, just think about what Walter and Pete Dunne was. It's probably going to be twice as good as that.
Shit, look at like Tyler Bate
won't have
versus
more. I feel like in that match, it won't be as technical.
Oh, it's gonna be more vicious, more striking stuff. Yeah. I don't think Finn's not really a technician anyway. He's more of a striker.
More of a striker, high flyer.
Yeah.
Shout out to Imperium. I just ordered my Imperium shirt the other day. So
there we go. Again, so we'll move on. We had the second of 3 matches, technically. It was Malcolm Bivens Enterprises, his newest tag team. I forgot the name of the 2 guys, but it's basically a squash match against Ever Rising. I think they're called Indus Sheer is the tag team that
I think it's both their first names or something like that. I think it's something like that.
And they were
Turkish AOP.
Yeah, Turkish AOP. But it was basically a squash match for them. Something that I'm pretty sure they used for Jay when he was initially coming up. Just squash matches left and right to build them up as a monster.
I wish that would have been. Funny thing about it is that, fun fact, when I started wrestling, when I actually was in the beginnings, I didn't have a squash match.
You should have. They should have.
That would have been nice, but
they should have fed you a couple years.
I didn't have any squash matches.
I'm gonna feed you a couple squash matches in 2K19 Universe for the
and the name that you guys speak of is Indus Sheer.
Indus Sheer, okay. Yeah. Indus Sheer.
So this match was too long.
Yeah. So forget the match. Let's talk about Indus Sheer because I don't feel like we went into them. How do you feel about them as a tag team? And how do you feel about Malcolm Bivens?
First, bro.
All right. Well, we already know Malcolm Bivens is my dude.
I love him.
To me, there's nobody better than him as far as manager, advocate, whatever, except for Paul Heyman right now in the business.
My name is Paul Heyman.
Bro, Malcolm stuff with the eyes and shit popping out his head and stuff, bro. Like, he is legit.
It's
and
so
like,
memeable.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know about him,
that's a meme right there. When I saw his eyes, I was literally like, I was like, yo, insert meme here.
Bro, look up any of his work involved as Stokely Hathaway with Catchpoint, and that'll let you know anything. You know, and he can take bumps, and he's been training as a wrestler as well. So
yeah, I heard he was training as a wrestler. So
yeah, he's been training as both. But he had a few matches with Tracy Williams.
You know, that's weird though. That's weird though that like, you know, some people like they train as wrestlers, but then they wind up being managers, or I mean like
referees.
Yeah, like say for instance, or ring or commentators.
Just like Byron Saxton, Corey
Graves, yeah.
Corey Graves, unfortunately, was because of too many concussions.
Yeah.
Byron Saxton,
I don't. You know what? I really don't know how. I don't know Byron got I don't know how he got that job. I really don't.
It's what it is, man. But
he's still
entertaining though.
I just point out that this tag team is so whack that we've literally talked about 5 different topics and still haven't talked about the tag team.
True. That's actually how I want to close. I'm not feeling the tag team. I'm not feeling the tag team myself.
So you know that saying that we have for the Forgotten Sons.
Well, no. Remind me.
So you know they're so forgotten they can stay forgotten.
Oh, yeah, they might be on par with Forgotten Sons. This is like the second or third time we've seen them. I'll give them a little bit more time to see what they can deliver, but I'm not feeling them.
Like, why do they have to do the ethnic shit all the time? Like, okay, we know that they're foreign, we know that they're whatever the hell they are. Like, you don't have to play that up and make that a thing all the damn time. And especially with Malcolm Bivens, like, that motherfucker clearly don't know what they're talking about or understand whatever the hell they're saying, man.
However,
and he looks weird as hell doing their little sign and stuff, bro. Like, why do they have to be that? Just make them who they are. Like, the dopest part was them in the suits and stuff when they were kind of like AOP. Like, that was dope. Them talking shit with Malcolm in front of them, like, cheering them on. That was dope. But the face paint and the, like, bro, like, stop.
However, I will say this. That tag team move that they did, the finisher, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah. That is dope. And for a big man, that dude gets up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we'll see more of them. We'll talk about more of them later on. Let's move on to the main event. That's actually the last thing we're going to talk about. The one final beat match between Tommaso Ciampa, the Black Heart, and the Rebel Heart, Johnny Gargano.
This Rebel Heart.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to go with RN first because this match was good, and I know he liked it, and I know Jay didn't like it, so he's going to go second. So
actually,
RN.
I love the match.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, both of you guys, what would you give it?
I'm at a hard 7.
Okay. Jay?
I give it I was going with RN a hard 7. I give it a hard 7.
I felt like with this match, it feels like it was a combination of the Boneyard match, cinematic stuff, plus the last man standing stuff that Edge and Randy pulled off.
I said that in the group text.
You were saying that this was what the Randy Orton Edge match was supposed to be. And I felt like the only reason it wasn't is because they didn't want to do 2 cinematic matches on the same show or on the same weekend. They wanted to do too much similar matches.
And I didn't necessarily mean like the cinema style. I just meant that the action of the match, the angles. Because, I mean, it didn't have to be cinema style for you to have different angles and have different things going on. Right. Like them just having the one hard camera following them around. Like I said, I don't know. It just didn't click with me like this match did. Granted, I mean, we're NXT guys, admittedly. But to me, the camera angles, the lighting, the smokiness in the arena and shit, like to me, like it was – the mood was set, like, and that's what made me like it. I would have gave it a 10 if it was a crowd there because I feel like some of the spots – were flat coming across TV because there was no crowd to give the energy to the performers for what they were doing.
Right.
But to me, like, I thought the shit was awesome.
Oh, yes. Likewise. I think in terms of, like, the aesthetic, I liked how it was just a one spotlight in the ring and it had, like, a smoky background.
Yeah.
It looked very similar to, like, a TakeOver minus the crowd. It made it feel, like, very eerie. Let's go a little bit step by step with this match, shall we? So we start off. and it's Johnny Gargano like driving up with Candice LeRae. Candice looks like she's pissed at Johnny, but before she dips and leaves Johnny by himself, she hands him something in a brown paper bag. That later comes into play at the end. I was wondering what that was, but we found out what it was towards the end in a great payoff. And then obviously we see Ciampa arriving on the other side, the other entrance, and you see Triple H just like sitting back waiting for this, and he basically lets them know, "My thanks, yes."
Hey, so how about Triple H looking sexy as all get out?
I'm
just saying that's the GOAT right there, man.
But
the GOAT.
My man's was looking fresh. I'm not gonna lie.
He was.
It was weird. It was weird seeing him without a tie on. I was like, is that Hunter? What is he doing? What's sexy ass doing over here?
But he was there. He was there to just basically lay down the ground rules for Gargano and Ciampa. He was saying like, look, the ref's here. He's gonna hear to be calling it down the middle. That's all he hears for. You do whatever the fuck you want, do whatever you guys want to do to each other, but it ends here. This is it. No more. If this continues, you guys are both gone from NXT. This has to end some way or another. Some people were thinking that it might end with Killer Kross attacking somebody. Killer Kross didn't come into play, and I'm glad they didn't, because it would just ruin the story of this entire match.
I mean, I feel like how it went on was perfect.
Yeah,
because like I said, everything that happened in this match, I did not expect, which is what I miss about wrestling sometimes. Sometimes things are unpredictable. Like, everything that happened, considering that, I've been out of the loop for a minute, watching this was a nice refresher, So, just in general, like, the action was good. It didn't seem it felt weird, but I will agree with you with what you said. It was kind of eerie, having an empty.
It can add it to the feel of the match, though.
Yeah, it added to the feel of the match. It really did. Mm-hmm. I liked how Johnny Gargano decided to go after every single injured part that Tommaso Ciampa.
I'm glad you brought that up. I had that on my notes that were deleted, unfortunately.
I like how it told a story. Like, in wrestling, you're supposed to tell a story. We all know that Tommaso Ciampa has his multiple injuries that has sidelined him throughout the 3 years of this,
feud. Yeah,
this feud. Especially the major one being his neck.
Mm-hmm. And the trash talk from Johnny Gargano while he's targeting the neck and the legs and the knees.
The trash talking, I think I heard about censored beeps like crazy.
Nah, there was some of them got through because Ciampa said "fuck" when he hit him with the.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
At one point,
it was clear as day. He said "fuck."
Not only that, I loved how they
missed it. What happened was they missed it. They missed the cue.
That's probably what happened. But one thing I liked in the match is that they added little Easter eggs from their past matches, like Tommaso Ciampa just destroying Johnny Gargano with the crutch. That goes back to their first
pulling
match.
The ring back.
Yeah, pulling the mat from their from their street fight here in Chicago. There were so many callbacks to the other matches. Eventually, this does end up spilling to the outside. Johnny Gargano tries to escape. This is supposed to be in an undisclosed location, and that Triple H was going to give him the details.
And it was in the fucking PC.
It was the fucking because you see,
it was clearly a performance center.
Yeah, so they're brawling back and forth. They go to the outside at one point. They're on top of a production truck, just brawling back and forth. And they just did it really, really well. They come back into the ring, and what I liked about this whole thing is that in the entirety of this entire match, the setup, the ref is like, guys, come on, just end this. He's trying to reason with them. It's like, just end this. This has gone too far. Are you guys okay? And every time they do something, like Ciampa's like, no, this is what he does. He needs to go through all this. I mean, our end, I thought that added to the entire.
Right, it was a lot. It was a lot of emotion. Like, it was a lot of it got me emotionally involved.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, I feel like that was the difference between this match and the Edge and Orton match. They were quietly fighting for 35 minutes. Nobody was talking shit. Nobody was really yelling. And it was just like one camera following them around. Like, this match was set up like a movie. It was
like the Boneyard match.
It was just like the Boneyard match. Like,
so apparently in that Boneyard match, Taker and AJ, there was no direction for them to like trash talk. That was just them calling it on the fly. That was just improvising. And I felt like that added to it. Maybe it was Triple H just knowing like, hey, you need to do this. Or maybe even the guys.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are smart. They're great wrestlers. They know each other. I knew they were going to put on a great match. Honestly, maybe it was a thing where Edge has been gone from wrestling for so long. He's just slowly trying to work his psychology because he's going to wrestle differently. And Johnny Gargano and Ciampa, they wrestle the same way.
I'm not even necessarily talking about the wrestling. And that part, it wouldn't be on Edge to talk shit anyway. That would be on Randy, the heel, to be running.
There was some trash talking, but not as good as the trash talking.
No, not what we hear. I mean, in some of the stuff you couldn't really hear because they just had the one camera and they would be far off. This, they had a setup where there was multiple cameras everywhere. So there was mics and sound for every angle and every place that they went throughout their match. That's, to me, was the difference between the two. Like when they're on top of the truck, how they kept switching the angle. When Johnny was punching, they had one angle. When Ciampa was punching, they had another angle. Then they went above when he hit him with the super kick. Like, that type of shit was next level stuff. Like, that's what – if you're going to give me a tape match, that's what I want to see. I want some production value. What is it like on Superbad? He's like, sometimes I like a little production value in my porn. That's all I'm saying.
I get you.
Like, the camera angles were on fire. Like, seriously.
Fire.
So let's go to the closing segment of this match. Like I was mentioning.
Hold on. No. See, there's more to talk about with this match.
Okay, go for it.
You're the one that said you didn't want to talk about it for 30 minutes, remember?
No, but there was a situation. No. But here's the thing. There was certain stuff that wasn't mentioned. So I gotta mention it.
All right, go ahead and mention them.
Like, say, for instance, we didn't even talk about the fact that Tommaso Ciampa aerated fucking Johnny Gargano onto the damn mat. Like that shit didn't hurt.
Oh, and that's a callback to the brawl that they had in the Performance Center where
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, from a couple weeks ago. Oh, is there another spot that we're missing here before we get to the closing?
I mean, I guess it was a little mini spot. He got hit in with the freaking on the table pretty much. There was the multiple crutch shots. That was
just back up.
Yeah. Well, okay. So before we get to the main, to the close,
and like you said, the trash talking, like Gargano, like was just it with the trash talking, saying that you're a failure as a father, as a husband.
Yes.
Like,
saying his daughter's name.
It's like this is for Willow. Ashley goes.
Bro. It was wild.
It was very good. These guys knocked it out of the park. Do you think it hurt or helped that they had so many commercial breaks in this match?
It hurt. It hurt
for sure.
Okay, because
they drug it out.
It drug it out because honestly, it could have been like an easy less than 30-minute match. I felt like the commercials made it feel like it was more than what it was, longer than what it was.
But I feel like it was just the whole situation with production.
Yeah.
Like, say, for instance, like they didn't really have much to do with this episode, so they had to drag this match out.
Not only that, but I feel like the commercials might have helped in the sense that a lot of casuals just can't pay attention to, like, they don't have the attention span to stay here for like a 35-minute match going back and forth.
Oh no, man!
I feel like the commercial breaks. What it did is that, especially for me,
it broke it up.
It broke it up. So you're like, okay, here's a break. Let me go on my phone, talk about this match. Match is back. Let me go watch it. It goes into a commercial break. Okay, let me talk about this match. Or let me go a quick bathroom break while this is happening. Very much like when you watch a movie on AMC or TNT or any shows like that have to include commercials. I thought it hurt it a little bit. It would have been like even that much more better if it was a continuous flow. I'm pretty sure once it makes it to the network, it's just going to be an entire flow match, and I'll watch it again there. So let's get to the finish. The ref is feeling a little bad. He's like, guys, what's going on? And then at some point, Ciampa's starting to feel some sympathy, and I don't remember when the fuck this happened. Candice LeRae makes her way to the ring.
Well, you got to remember the ref got knocked out.
Did he?
Yeah, Drake got knocked out. Because Gargano, while Ciampa was choking him with the crutch, he wound up raking Drake's eye, and then he wound up rolling over to the apron.
Right.
Gargano was over there with him. Ciampa tried to give him a knee. Gargano moved out the way and hit Drake and pretty much put him out, so he was knocked out. At that point, it was literally just I think he gave him like a super kick or something.
Yeah.
And like they kind of like were both down or something. Right. And then that's when Candice LeRae had came out.
And I like the dialogue she was saying. He was like, "What are you guys doing? What is wrong with you guys? What's happening? Like, just finish it." She's like, "This is really what you guys wanted?" She made allude to how she hated her husband. She doesn't love her husband right now. She doesn't like this version of Johnny Gargano. And was telling Ciampa, "Just end it already. End it already." And this entire time, Ciampa's like, "Fuck." He feels remorse for his former friend because these guys were close. They were best men for each other's weddings, I think. And Candice like, "Okay, well, if you're not going to finish it, I'm going to finish it." And she kicks Johnny Wrestling in the dick. And I'm over here like, holy snap. What is happening? What is going on? And she leaves frame. And then Ciampa's like, fuck, get up. He's like, "Hey, man, you okay? Like, I'm sorry." We have like this like moment where like Ciampa is like
a real moment
where Ciampa's like, "Dude, what is going on? Why has it gone this far? Why are we at this point? We were best friends." And he feels remorse. Then out of nowhere, Ciampa gets low blows from behind from Candice LeRae. He falls. He collapses.
Well, I don't know if you noticed. Gargano, while they were talking, Ciampa had told him, he was like, "Dude, I'm sorry." And he was like, I know. And he was like, "I'm sorry too." And then next thing you know, all you heard was boom.
Yeah, the low blow happens, and then Johnny's still holding his crotch.
In the background, all you see is Johnny Gargano start to smile,
mouthing like a mug, cheesing like a mug.
Oh my god!
And then he goes on to reveal that he had a goddamn cup, and that's what Candice. Yes, fucking storytelling from the beginning.
Oh my god!
They played a factor. So
not only that, it looked weird anyway because the beginning of the beginning of the show, Candice LeRae looked like she didn't want to deal with her husband at all. She also had that match that she lost, and she was the final one, and she was literally the final one to get knocked off of the ladder.
Yeah.
Not only that, Gargano is a heel now.
They got to keep her heel.
Her heel.
So I know we were talking about that in the group chat before she low blowed Ciampa. I was like, God, I hope she's a heel now. So they finished the match. I love the storytelling that Johnny went and hit Tommaso Ciampa's own finisher, the fairy tale ending in the exposed
ring,
where Ciampa hit Johnny when he won that street fight in Chicago.
I feel like it was the best way to go with this chapter of this story.
And it's over, clearly. It's
clearly over.
Yeah. I almost kind of wish it wasn't because now Candice and Johnny have hit this new level. No, it has to be because Triple H has stated that if you guys keep going at this, you guys will both be gone from NXT. And I'd like to believe that NXT follows through with their promises, or in this case, threats.
No, I get you with that, but it's just weird because I kind of figured that Candice LeRae was going to turn heel anyway because Johnny's heel. Like they continuously, what they do is they continuously keep things where they are in NXT. Right. So like, say for instance, they always reference the fact that Candice LeRae is Johnny Gargano's husband, is his wife.
Right.
They continuously do that all the time. They have no problem with, reminding us about that. Whereas, like, say for instance, on Raw, they don't mention the fact that Lana's still married to Risa. They don't.
Yeah,
do
but
that
that's because the storyline is.
Well, no, that's storyline. But what I'm saying is that they don't. We know, but what I'm saying is that if the husband is heel, the wife is gonna be heel.
Right.
If the husband's gonna be face, the wife is gonna be face.
Right.
Because that's how it is with what is his name? Montez Ford and Bianca Belair.
Yeah. No, totally. I get where you're coming from, but we'll see what happens with Candace and
Like,
Johnny
I just
going
felt like
forward.
it was
What's
only a
next
matter
for
of
them?
time. It was only a matter of time.
Ideally, maybe they go into a program with Killer Cross and Scarlett Bordeaux if they're baby faces, unless they debut as heels.
I don't think it had anything to do with Gargano being here. I think her character, they made her try to be a female version of Gargano, and she doesn't have his charisma.
No,
They had to figure out. They had to change course with her. Yeah, they had to change course with her, and this was a perfect way, I think, to kind of light a fire under her and give her a better direction to go to. And like we said, well, you don't know because you ain't been here in a while, but I give the weekly no heels and NXT talk. So now there's actually a woman heel too, who's actually you can bounce off because she's actually really good at selling like Gargano is, and like she's good at being.
She's great.
Being the underdog, but she just doesn't have the charisma he has.
Yeah, I was never the biggest fan of Candice LeRae when she was on NXT because she was always Johnny Gargano's wife, and they always tried to push her as Johnny Gargano's wife, and she always
I hated when they started calling her Candice Wrestling.
Candice Wrestling.
And like she's no. To finish matches, she started
doing
using
the Gargano clutch.
I hated that. But
like that was a point where I was kind of like, she's so stale. Like, she's a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong. She's got all the moves.
You just want her to be.
I just want her to be her own person.
Yes,
exactly.
That's all. She has been her entire career. Like they've had no like dealings really at all when they were on the independents. Like
exactly.
Yeah, bro, that's just wild. Like, I like the fact that they're giving her a new, fresh, coat of paint. Like, it works.
Yeah, for sure. But that's the entirety of the NXT show. Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, they walk away, they drive off. That's how we ended the show. We're at an hour and 2 minutes, guys. Is there anything else you guys want to add before we close off the show?
No, just everybody stay safe out there. We're trying to get you guys content when we can. We appreciate you guys listening. Hit me up on Twitter, Mr.8984, and as always, hit us with the Smacked NXT hashtag. We'll definitely answer any questions or anything.
Big shout out to Matt from the Smack and the Raw podcast. Yes. You can follow him at Matt Ritter. That's how you spell it, right? Matt Ritter. Yeah. Matt Ritter on Twitter. Follow him. Thank you to Matt because he's constantly always plugging the show and using the hashtag Smacked NXT. I want to thank him for that because it's been the minute he always starts tweeting NXT stuff with the hashtag. So thank you, Matt. And if you're listening, Matt, thank you for being an awesome dude. And thank you for letting me catch some Pokemon here and there. Jay, any last thoughts?
So I do have to ask this question because this is my first time being back on the show in a while. Okay. So I definitely, and this is the first time where I've actually been able to talk to you about, all the wrestling while the coronavirus is going on.
Right.
So, how do you guys feel about this whole situation with the empty arena?
I think for the most part with Raw and NXT, I don't notice it as much. I don't think it's too much of an issue. It's SmackDown that's been having the issue, just because it's usually just Michael Cole talking by himself or with a guest commentator. At least with Raw, you've had Byron Saxton and Tom Phillips in the working announce team, and with NXT, they've had a working announce team. So that's the issue. Is I feel like they need to distract you from the fact that there's no fans. And I feel like NXT and Raw and AEW too, shout out to the other show that we recorded here. Those three shows are doing it right. I feel like SmackDown's the one show that still, for whatever reason, they haven't hit the spots. And whenever I watch SmackDown, I notice it like really out there. That
I mean, you know how that goes, man. That's kind of like how they've always tried, like up until some. There was a time period where SmackDown was better than Raw, but you know how that goes. Usually, they build SmackDown as the B show. So,
I mean, I argue that it's the other way around. I feel like there's too much Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard going on for SmackDown, and they're ruining the show as opposed to letting it thrive up until before the brand split, when it was one of the best shows going, and Raw was one of the worst shows.
Absolutely,
yeah. Mm-hmm. But we'll see what happens. We don't know what's going to happen next week's episode of NXT. We'll keep you guys posted. So follow us on Twitter. Follow the show at SmackRawPod to keep updated on what we're going to do. We might end up just doing like a week of wrestling recap show next week, depending on what we are given next week for NXT. But We'll keep you guys posted. But until then, we'll see you guys later. This has been the Smack Raw podcast.
Guys.
Episode.
Guys, just want to say, definitely watch out for that content.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely watch out for the content. We're gonna do for the Smack Raw for 2K.
Yeah,
definitely watch
out
for that.
Definitely.
Guys, if you guys saw the shirt, if you guys like it, let us know in the comments. Let us know like everywhere on social media, because these guys, these wonderful co-hosts of mine, they love the shirts. They want the shirts.
We gonna get the shirts one way or another.
I'm gonna drive my ass up there, bro. As soon as this shit's over, bro. I told you I'm gonna pop up on y'all. I want my damn tank top, bro.
Right. But we
just want to make sure that I'm getting everybody situated. First of all, I just want just to wrap it up, I just want to say thank you guys. It's been like freaking amazing. I'm happy to be back on the show. Like, definitely, it's been a long time coming. Wanted to show you guys this shirt because it's like freaking amazing. But other than that, it's just great to be on with you guys. The NXT family, doing it once again.
So, likewise, man. Love to have you back. We can't wait to be doing this going forward. Thank you, RN. Thank you, Jay. You can find their socials in the description below. Go ahead and follow us there. We can talk wrestling all you guys want. But until then, we'll see you guys on the next episode of the NXT's recap episode for the Smack Raw podcast. Later, y'all.